Jared.
His Keels.
And we're here for another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. So this week, I'll be honest, we had a sleeper. I wouldn't even call it a sleeper hit. It was a sleeper. Hall Monitor and Jellyfish Jam.
Yeah.
Now, for some SpongeBob fans, Jellyfish Jam for sure is up there. Hall Monitor, I feel like it has some notable things, but
yeah,
I don't know. Me and Keels, we'll get into it, but we're really feeling it.
No, not really. Not like I used to.
Yeah, so you're probably thinking to yourself, so what is Hall Monitor? So SpongeBob is in boating school, and how there's a hall monitor for the school. Mrs. Puff appoints reluctantly SpongeBob as the hall monitor. When she's going through the list, she's like, Tim, Tina, Clayton, like she's like,
I did that last year.
He graduated already.
Right.
Like, she's going down the whole list.
Yeah.
It's like, fine, SpongeBob.
Yep, and he's so ecstatic to be the hall monitor.
Yup. And when he finally gets the position, he goes mad with power. He's over here taking it outside the school,
right.
ruining people's date nights and
Literally.
dinners, stopping and destroying traffic.
Because it was like when Miss Puff gave him the uniform, she was like, "Oh no, what did I do?"
Yup.
But then it was like he was supposed to be walking home.
That's it.
How did he end up downtown?
I mean, because he's not taking his bike. Because he just walked downtown. Maybe Bikini Bottom is that close. I don't know. But one thing I'll say is this: a little minor thing. The graduation music. Listen, I'm calling it. I remember vividly as a kid. It was the cliche graduation music you can find anywhere. I go to Paramount Plus and it's just like, nah, it's like a knockoff makeshift version of it.
Why do you feel like?
Probably for copyright reasons.
You feel like the original was like more stronger because
it's more known.
Yeah. No, I mean like because the way they played it in the show,
it's the same thing.
It was like light and toned down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It does the same purpose, but I'm telling you, for any future generations, like it was a different tune. That's just me.
That was very
minor.
Very minor.
I told you, man. I know my SpongeBob. That's why I'm like, nah, it was different.
Wow.
But
definitely in the SpongeBob archives.
Why don't we facts? Why don't we? We'll just get into it. All right. So we couldn't come up with a meme-worthy moment because usually we would have our 3 points. Where for any new viewers, we always have a favorite joke, we always have a meme-worthy moment, and then we also have what we would change. And funny enough, Keels and I were struggling for the meme-worthy moment.
Yeah.
I put wee woo. I said that's the only thing I could think of.
It would either be that where Patrick is saying wee woo, wee woo, and or the cops messing with Patrick.
Oh yeah, with the sign.
With the poster.
Yeah, 100%. The cops are Bikini Bottom. This is just another proof of them. They stop. All right, so I'll set up the establishment. So Patrick is over here with his little ice cream cone head, and pretending like he's a cop. He's like, "Hello, brothers." Like I'm just like, okay. So they show him a flyer of the maniac who's SpongeBob because SpongeBob has been that reckless in town that the police have gotten involved and they have wanted posters of him. And they show it to Patrick once. He freaks out, and then they're like, "Calm down. We're gonna do this again. And you tell me if you've seen him." And they just keep on doing it just to get the thrill out of him. Not to mention, I'll call it from the beginning. They rode right by SpongeBob. He's over here running. I'm like, guys, you guys drove right past him.
Yeah.
Couldn't catch him. Bikini Bottom police officers suck.
Oh man, but yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite jokes. When the open window maniac.
Oh, more seaweed medley there?
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
I have to get them by surprise. Breaks into their house and kicks them. Like they were just trying to enjoy their date. SpongeBob is like, how can I make this situation better? Two fish having a date. he's like, they shouldn't leave their window open. Breaks into their house and is like,
He wreaked havoc on the town.
That's like, what even conclusion do you come to with that? See, that's the thing. Like, when you really think about like the extreme that SpongeBob's going, it's just like, come on, bro. Like,
he definitely abused his power
for no reason.
Oh my god! And then when what's it called? When he's like, after Patrick is like, wee woo, he sees SpongeBob under the street light.
Yeah.
At this point, he's known as the open window maniac by the town, by Patrick and the cops. And so it's kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's weird how they set it up. So SpongeBob and Patrick are looking for the open window maniac, but they're really looking for SpongeBob.
Yep. And
so Patrick sees SpongeBob, and SpongeBob is like, "What is he doing, Patrick? What is he doing?" He's like, "He's just standing there, menacingly." Dang. Get out of there, SpongeBob. He was like,
hide behind that tree sign. No, wait. He's behind that tree sign. Run away, SpongeBob.
Yo, he was like, he's in the mailbox.
Oh my gosh, we skipped past it.
Yo.
When Patrick, it's bright day. It doesn't even go to dusk. It doesn't go to... not even a sundown time. He's like, hurry, SpongeBob. I think it's getting... Yo!
It is just completely dark. It was like an anchor that fell.
I was like, dang. Like, they didn't even give him a chance. Like, it's getting a little, like, nope.
What would you change about the episode?
So Patrick litters and he drops an ice cream cone. And then somehow they come to the conclusion where the ice cream cone acts as a police officer helmet or hat, and I'm just like, okay, where did you come with that conclusion? So I don't know. Me personally, I would have done something like maybe SpongeBob takes like his hat, splits it in half or something. I don't know, something. Or even gets a piece of gum that like Patrick is chewing, takes and makes a paper mache hat that looks like it.
Yeah.
Something more than an ice cream cone, like an empty ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'll do like a little weird thing. I don't know. So as a kid, I don't know why. I think it was also like after I saw the trailer for it, there was a movie back in the early 2000s. Maybe you've seen it, Keels, called National Security with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
When they're cops, don't know why, but I can see like a Patrick SpongeBob duo, them as hall monitors pulling a National Security.
Yo, that's funny.
Right? Like, I'm just like, I can see them in the trailer. What's the difference between me and you? Yo, that trailer, I remember it. I'm just like, I could see it. A Patrick and SpongeBob in Bikini Bottom hall monitor spinoff.
I really like that movie.
But I'm saying that as a spinoff, I could see it.
Yeah.
Did you say, so your favorite joke was the... seaweed medley? Or?
The seaweed medley. The seaweed medley. He's standing there menacingly, and then the open window maniac.
Yep.
What I would change was, so this is maybe, I don't really know how many times it is at this point, but it's definitely still the earliest times that they go to the downtown area of Bikini Bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So while they're running around downtown and stuff, it would have been nice to see some like landmarks or something, just to give the downtown area some type of
personality.
Right, exactly, some personality, exactly.
I feel you.
Yeah, something minor though, just some minor detail stuff.
Also, I think this is. I mean, she went to the hospital last time. This is the first time Mrs. Puff goes to jail.
Yeah.
6 months in the slammer.
Yeah, they gave her 6 months.
I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
Mrs. Puff is locked up. Won't let me out. Oh, yo. She's always going to jail. I'm just like,
yo, she's a jailbird. That's crazy.
It's a criminal record. It's yo. This is what I'm saying. Like, poor Mrs. Puff. Like, All she had to do was just keep it. SpongeBob would have taken the heat. She's like, of course I am. He's my responsibility. And I bet you, when they said that, they would have probably done a light offense. It's like, oh, responsibility. Maybe we'll get you both on. But then they saw Mrs. Puff's criminal record, and they were like, you know what?
Yo, she's lucky. Excuse me. She's lucky it was the 2000s where they, I think it was right before they did the Three Strikes Law or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then, she's lucky, man. She skated by.
Back in the early days, they caught Mrs. Puff with a puff, and they're like, you're going downtown.
Literally.
So anything else?
Nah, I don't really have anything on
this
one.
I think it's too early to call, but I think this might be my weakest episode.
Yeah.
Maybe of season 1. It might be. We'll definitely rank them towards the end.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. And the next episode is slightly better. Jellyfish Jam.
Yeah. Yep. Just slightly better.
So SpongeBob is going jellyfishing and he befriends a jellyfish. This jellyfish gets so acquainted to him that he takes him home and they end up, having a good time, partying it up in his house. And suddenly in the middle of the night when SpongeBob's like, hey, look, it's time to go to bed. And SpongeBob was like, yeah, listen, at the end of the day, you're a pet. Ties him up and everything. This jellyfish gets off the leash, says, hey, brings his jellyfish friend, says, come on down.
Yeah.
And from that point, wakes up the next morning and havoc is all around the house where it's just like craziness, jam everywhere. Squidward is over here being annoyed. He said 18 hours. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, we gotta tell about that beat though.
So the beat, easily. So we both agreed, meme-worthy moment.
Yep,
beat
for sure.
That goes like. How is that not
that
in TikTok?
That John was banging.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hands down, most memorable thing in this episode. If you haven't heard it, how can you not? They've never played it at a club.
That's crazy.
They've never used it or sampled it in a TikTok thing. That's crazy.
Maybe they had. TikTok, I feel like they may have.
Maybe.
Clubs, I don't know. But that beat was...
That jellyfish jam, how can you not do? Like, I think the only thing that tops it, in my book, is the robot theme that Mr. Krabs, where,
beep, 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 beep.
No, you mean beep, boo, boo, bop, boo, boo, bop. That's the only thing that I think beats it.
Yo, that's funny.
But this is the first time that SpongeBob was experimenting in the DJ studio. It was just like, okay, I see you, SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It's also the first time that they used digital animation. I put that note in there from an animator standpoint. There's a shot where SpongeBob's house is just going in, bouncing and everything.
Around, yep.
I'm like, this is not cell shaded, painted, or whatever, like what season 1 is. There's that, and then there's also a shot of the jellyfish where it's clearly digital. And I'm like, okay, I see SpongeBob, spreading its wings. You'll see, I'm just putting a pin in this, but when you look at the animation for season 1 versus season 2, you see the difference, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was just a nice little technical thing where it's
but I feel like, this first season, I feel like they're experimenting with more stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? They did the the digital in this episode.
Yep.
They've done, or I think they're going to do,
the gross out face humor they've done too.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? How they have a real sponge and a real starfish out.
At moments, the
live
action.
Yeah, exactly. The live action, yeah.
Oh, we didn't even get to the favorite. I mean, the favorite use of that is when the Suds episode, hands down.
Yeah, and then, you see them playing with, different colors on the screen and stuff, too.
That's another thing, too. You saw, they could have definitely made the beat and even, the patterns with the jellyfish. They could have kept it real simple. But the fact that they got creative with, walking up the stairs, the zigzags and everything, the colors, hands down, it was just...
Exactly, yeah.
It's beautiful.
And then I feel like they kind of stopped doing that. in like season 2. And,
they got comfortable. Well, season 2. I gotta think. Maybe we'll re-dive into some season 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like maybe there might be a couple sleepers that were in season 2 where they creep up. I know for season 3, the grass is always greener, the kelp is always greener on the other side, or Plankton's little transition, that for sure experimented with it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. So
we'll see.
So 12 hours, well actually 18 hours in total, just that straight up jam. But it was 12 hours where SpongeBob was just going in his house, just freaking dancing, didn't invite anybody over. He's like, I'm going to party with the jellyfish. Yeah. What's your favorite joke?
Let's see. My favorite jokes when SpongeBob first comes home with the jellyfish. Of course, Squidward is hanging out the window, and SpongeBob is like, "Hey, come look at my jellyfish." Blah blah blah. He's like, "You want to come down and meet it?" And then Squidward is hating on the jellyfish. He was like, "I wouldn't." What did he say? "I wouldn't take care of that thing
if it was even potty trained."
Right, and then it just goes to the jellyfish on the toilet reading the newspaper.
Crazy.
That
I was like, wow.
Yeah, they had the jellyfish on the toilet. That was funny.
It definitely, I don't know. It for sure, would you take care of a jellyfish, Keels?
No.
Exactly. This is the first episode where I hate bees in general. These are the bees of the ocean.
Oh, God, yeah.
Nah, there's no way. This jellyfish was... I'm sorry, there's no other word for it. It came in, brought one... When you told it no, it was like, oh, okay.
Right.
And then after that, it legit brought over its friends without asking SpongeBob, broke his stuff. Yo, when Squidward's playing the clarinet and they're like, I don't like any of this, they started stinging him and everything. Yeah. I would have been pissed.
That was another favorite joke of mine when he first lets that first group of jellyfish in by the window. And they're talking to each other. They're like,
oh yeah,
that's hilarious. Yeah, I found that interesting.
I think my favorite joke, hands down, because you don't expect it, when Squidward's playing his clarinet to try and annoy the jellyfish to basically two can play at that game.
Yeah,
and he's playing his clarinet. I mean, he thinks it's good, but he's playing it badly.
Yeah.
SpongeBob gets out the window. He's like, Squidward, do you think you can play your clarinet a little? And then it's like when I heard that, I was like, oh, he's going to say, can you stop playing the clarinet or something? He's like, can you play it a little better? Yeah. I don't think, I'm like, better. I'm like, dang. He took it back. They are roasting Squidward. It's like, the number one roast is still in Plankton, you mediocre clarinet player.
Yes, for sure.
He for sure, SpongeBob was like, can you play it better? So I was like, dang.
Yeah.
I guess I like the clips, huh?
What would you change about the episode?
All right, so that's the thing. I feel like the one thing I would for sure change. Maybe I would have had a scene where SpongeBob confronts the jellyfish that first initially he brought in, because there's a certain point where he gets lost in the crowd of the other jellyfish, and you're just kind of there's not even a moment where he's like, hey, I brought you in or something like that, you need to tell your friends to stop. That didn't happen. I'm like, yeah. He just said, yeah, I'm gonna come in with the crowd. I'm like, yo, this jellyfish is terrible. So I would for sure change that. And I put in here the clips of the dolphins when they're doing the beat at the end. Yeah. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like a runner-up joke.
See, again, the type of animation I don't think they do anymore.
Yeah, where they mixed in with live action.
Right,
we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Also, this is Nickelodeon's version of Under the Sea.
Yeah, that beat was hard.
The CEO was like, oh, Disney has Under the Sea, huh? Attention, SpongeBob, you're going to play this song at the end of your episode.
Right.
Which one is remembered?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I don't really have anything that I would change. Maybe you can like throw in more jokes. I don't know. I just feel like this is kind of like a forgotten episode.
I feel like if it wasn't for the Jellyfish beat.
Except for that beat.
But you know what?
I just feel like I just feel like it would. Actually, I just feel about that in general. About this, the hall monitor and this.
And that. Yeah, I feel you.
So
it's just, here's the crazy thing though. I remember back in the day, SpongeBob would for sure, they would play this episode a lot.
They would. Because of that beat.
And that beat, and I think that's
and the hall monitor, yeah.
But there's 2 episodes in season 1 that we haven't gotten to yet.
Okay.
Where they legit never would play them in reruns.
Okay.
And I always wondered, why?
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna do some work, some research into why. I know for one is the paper episode, but it's also attached to the Valentine's Day episode in season 1.
The paper episode?
There's an episode where SpongeBob gets a piece of paper that Squidward throws away, and he's having more fun with this piece of paper, and then Squidward does it.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Where he's using it as a trombone or whatever.
Right. And the first half of that is Valentine's Day, so it makes sense that, okay, they aired it during Valentine's Day. We can't really show it in re-airings because it's not going to make sense if you play it in the summer. So I get it.
Okay.
But there's another episode where it's April Fool's. I don't know what the first part is.
Oh.
But that episode recently, you know what I'm talking about because of how mean Squidward gets. Okay. So I promise it to the viewers also, I'm going to do some research just to look into maybe why these episodes, maybe there's an official reason why they weren't played. And if you know it, I invite you to put it in the comments on either our Spotify or YouTube page. Get that interaction in there.
Yep.
Because, I'm kind of curious. But this episode, just to kind of beef up, I don't know, this episode was not good. Yeah, I'll say it.
It wasn't.
It was not good. Any final thoughts?
No. Like I said, just a forgotten episode, I guess, and just... It was popular. It was popular at the time.
A popular but forgotten episode.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
What an oxymoron. It's just
See, but it's you got to think about all the great legendary episodes they have.
This definitely
some stuff's going to get forgotten.
Yeah. All right. So, until next time, this is Jarrett.
All right, this is Keels.
Another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter in the bag.
Thanks for tuning in to another fantastic episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. Don't forget to follow Bikini Bottom Banter on TikTok and Instagram for even more content. Subscribe to them on YouTube and Anchor, plus turn on bell notifications to be updated on their latest episode. And if you've got your own jellyfishing stories or favorite SpongeBob moments, remember to share them with us. You might just hear them on our next episode. So until then, stay bubbly, keep smiling, and remember, subscribe to Bikini Bottom Banter to know all the under the sea.